Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Melissa and this is episode 12 of my art journal series. In this series, I'm sharing my creative process, experimenting with supplies, and most importantly, letting go of perfection and just creating for the joy of it. If you've missed my other episodes, I'll leave a playlist link down below so you can catch up. I'm using the sketch provided by A Cherry on Top Weekly. These come out on Thursdays of each week and are posted on their blog. I've got two photos here that I want to scrapbook, and I've printed them to size as the template shows here. So I printed them 3 by 3. And then I've brought in some paper here that I want to use with it almost St. Patrick's Day and people celebrating St. Patrick's this past weekend. I pulled out the Doodlebug Lucky Me collection. I love this pink paper and this pattern, and I've got some ephemera here, and I think this is just going to look perfect. So there's some yellow in my photo that, ties into the collection here, and some blue, so I think it's just perfect. Here's all the little bits and pieces of ephemera that I've pulled out. I think I might use some of these title pieces. So I'm excited to get started on this layout and see where this takes me. So let me go ahead and get some papers cut down. I am working in the washi tape shop journal, and I am really enjoying this. Like, I can't tell you how much I am enjoying this art journal series. I've decided to use this as more of a storytelling for my current year. So I am documenting each week's current events in my art journal, and it is so fun to do so. So this past weekend on Saturday, Dale and I attended the Chocolate Extravaganza. We look forward to attending this each year. It's always so fun deciding how we're going to spend our tickets on all the delicious chocolate treats. This year, we ended up having a chocolate cheesecake, a chocolate triple layered cake, a chocolate peanut butter milkshake, and a gelato. And we still had a ticket left. So we decided at the end we were definitely on sugar overload and that we would share. And we used our last ticket to pick up Tatum a chocolate dessert and delivered it to her at work. So I think we've really had enough sweets to hold us over until the next year. I'm cutting my papers down to the size of my art journal, which is 5 1/4 by 8. That's what I've been cutting these down to. It leaves a little space. I could probably do 5 1/2, but I don't want, I've just been cutting them all to 5 1/4 by 8. I decided to use the back of this pattern paper to map my photos. So I cut these down to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I want to layer these up. And this is just a couple of photos of Dale and I at the Chocolate Extravaganza. Now, these pages really, like the pattern paper and the ephemera, none of it really has to do with the Chocolate Extravaganza, but it is the time of year. It's almost St. Patty's Day, and people were celebrating St. Patty's Day, so I think it worked perfect for our theme. Now this left page is going to go together pretty quickly, but on the right page, I want to experiment with some of my supplies and do a technique that I haven't done in quite a while. And in fact, I can't remember the name of the technique that I'm going to be pulling out today, but I do have a video on my channel, which I will try to link it below, where I created several backgrounds and went through the technique in a lot of detail. So I will try to link that down below in case you're interested in looking at it. It was actually making some cards. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue these photos down because I know where I want them. In fact, I think I want to put this one down a little bit further. But isn't this paper cute? It's got ladybugs and rainbows and hearts and shamrocks and mushrooms. It's just adorable. So I will glue these down. And these are photos of just Dale and I at the Chocolate Extravaganza, and I don't have any photos here of our treats, but I am going to tell the story, and then I will do a full scrapbook layout showing the treats and things when I get there. All right, so for this right page, here's the techniques I want to do. So I've pulled out some of my sprays here, Distress Oxide sprays, and I'm just looking for a couple greens that I think I might want to use. I think I pulled out Mowed Lawn and which one did I use? Maybe peeled paint. I think I did mowed lawn and peeled paint. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do for this technique is you want to take some dye ink pads and just slide them across your cardstock. You can go in all different directions, and it's better when you have at least 3 colors. I just pulled out 2 here from 49 in Market. They're new inks, and I'm just going to slide them onto my cardstock. This is just regular white cardstock, and I'm getting good coverage with the ink. I am working on a 13 by 13 glass mat today. I have a larger one, but I'm trying out this smaller one. And then what you do is you just take your sprays and you spray them on over top of the ink. And I'm going to mix 2 of the colors. So let me grab the other one. At first I thought I was just going to use 1, but I decided to use 2. So I'm going to spray this one around. And then I'm going to set this aside and let this dry. Now, I apologize for my camera shaking. I'd need to get a couple like legs for the bottom of my camera mount. For some reason, it just became wobbly. All right, so while that's drying, it's not completely dry. I'm pulling out some of the ephemera, and I like the idea of using the word lucky, lucky and blessed for the title on the right-hand side, according to the sketch. And then on the left-hand side, I think I want to add some ephemera, and I want to pop this up with some foam tape. I love the little leprechaun in the pot of gold. I think that is so cute. So I've decided to put a little bit of foam tape on the back, and I'm going to place that right here on the bottom left corner. You see how there's like a little space there? It looked like it was made just for this leprechaun. And then I want to do a little bit more embellishing here. So I'm going to pull in a couple more things. I love, there's a little, I'm auditioning a few pieces, but there's a little tag that says March, and I thought that would be cute to use. So I want to bring that in. Now don't worry, I don't believe in leaving any tags naked, so I will come back and add some thread in there a little while later. And I'm going to grab a little bit of foam to go ahead and put on my tag here. And then I will get that stuck down. And then here's some, I looked through my ribbon and I found some yellow ribbon. Now what I like to do is I like to stick both ends through the front, and then I like to come back up through the loop and just tighten it a little bit. So I had a little trouble getting it through. The hole was kind of small on this tag. So I'll find my loop and then poke both of these ends back through there, and then I'll pull that tight. So like I said, I struggled a little bit, but there we go. And then I like to use these Tim Holtz scissors. I only use these for ribbon. They are the sharpest scissors, and they always cut ribbon perfectly. If I use my other scissors on them, it doesn't seem to cut my ribbon, and it just frays the ends, so I like to use the Tim Holtz scissors. Okay, got my little tag, and I think it's missing one thing, so I think I'm going to add this little bird holding a shamrock. Oh, that is just what it needed. That's super, super, super cute. So I'm going to add a little bit of foam here, and then the left side page will be complete. Now we can start working over on that right-hand side. So it is the next day now, and I let this dry overnight. And you can see here that gorgeous, gorgeous color of green. And I went ahead and I printed my journaling. Now these are Avery clear shipping labels, and they're 8.5 by 11 in size. I cut them down to 4 by 6 and placed it in my Epson PictureMate 400. Said that I had 4 by 6 paper in there, and I printed my journaling. Now usually I just print them in my regular printer, but I'm out of ink. So this worked perfect for my journaling here. And I'm burnishing it in. It's like a big sticker, but it kind of looks like now that I have typed on the paper. Here is a look at my washi tape journal, and that string that I was pulling off, that was from a 49 in Market mystery box. I found that it works perfectly to hold my art journal closed. It does close by itself, but I thought I'd keep it on here in the event that it gets so bulky that it doesn't close. I thought that rubber band was perfect for that. All right, so it is time to now glue in my pages as these are completed. So I'm going to add a little bit of liquid tacky glue, and I will glue both of these into my journal, and that's going to complete the process. I am loving this series and I hope you are too. If you have any questions about my process or any of the products I've used, just drop them below. I'd be happy to get back with you. I know some of you have commented that you're also continuing with this art journal, and I am so excited to hear that. If you need any links for shopping, I'll leave those down below. I always appreciate when you shop my links, as that helps me out here on YouTube. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. And if you don't already follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me on those platforms as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!